Here we go. The 5 red lights are coming on for RPL F1 200.
Baggity! Let's go racing! Texas style, boys and girls!
Almost 4 wide to the midfield as Skither tries to protect it. Turn 1. Carlson, Bourbon, they're giving him a challenge. And as they make their way through turn 1, you could just see the spray as they trumble around. Skither leads. Carlson there to challenge, but they're almost 2 wide. 2 rows deep into the S's. Yellow flags further on back. That's a collision with Cryptic and Nathan Richards, but it was almost KVS getting out of shape near to Chiller. And Axe is there to pounce. Egg is there with Lewis Piper, and Cookie's trying to gain spots. He's about gained 6 of them, it looks like.
10 into turn 11 now. The Chiller trying to think about going around on the outside, but the Chiller goes a bit too wide out of that corner. Just couldn't seem to warrant for the attack. So Luke gets some breathing room to get it done. Meanwhile, a bit further back, Cookie makes easy work of Egg. He's now up into P12.
16 prior wins this season, 17 prior podiums, trying to get another one, but he's going to have to get through an Axe and Alex Fox Johnson, who are going wheel to wheel in front of them, excuse me. Alex Fox Johnson currently staying ahead of Axe, but Axe at his home race is going to go elbows out here into the twisty section. You got his teammate right in front of him for Alex Fox Johnson. You've got Axe right there, right in front of his team principal. They're still remaining wheel to wheel. Axe in front of Alex Fox Johnson. Nice cracking racing here in the inner conditions. And now Cookie right to the curb, almost to the inside. Could have gone through, but didn't want to pull anything stupid. We've got a yellow flag, though. It's for invade. Back down the inside. Alex Fox Johnson is still not done.
Yeah, but now Cookie sees the door opening, going 3 wide on that main straight. Not only DRS would be open on this lap, but because of the interconditions, no DRS available. The Chiller, by the way, battling with Luke Grange for the P7 spot. A little bit of collision between the two up ahead. As the Chiller seen going completely wide, and looks like Luke will maintain a 7th, but I'm wondering what was going on there in the turn 2. Ooh, baby. And we do have our first retirement after the 3rd lap. That is Invade. He is done for the session. Meanwhile,
not
just
the day
a
he would have
smidge up
wanted.
ahead, just a smidge up ahead, the Chiller looking down the inside, bit of a lockup, trying to go for an outside attack against Luke. He does so, but will he have the better luck on traction on the inside here? Looks like he does. And who's the tail that wags the dog to follow him? That is Cookie trying to warn an attack. Just can't seem to get it done at the moment. Trying the old switcheroo tactic. Cookie having to go around the outside for the triple right. Can he get it to happen against a grizzled veteran like Luke? The answer is yes, he can. Luke up in the 8.
Cookie trying technically the worst to first challenge, technically not the worst spot in the grid. We've got Luke Range still going down the inside, still having a look right there, can't do it. Meanwhile, yellow flags further on back, that's for Mintoki having trouble. And now Luke Range is still not done, it looks like. He wanted to have a go, but he just couldn't. And now the 2 teammates here, NRM KVS and Alex Fox Johnson, wanted to go wheel to wheel right there at turn 1, but it just didn't happen. Alex Fox Johnson is just behind there, entering the S's, and you saw on your screen right there, DRS activated. Not too wide of a track, though, because guess what? DRS is enabled if you're just missing out on that.
Cars coming in.
And they're going to come in for what will be the hard tires because it has stopped raining. They're going to try to go maybe the hards the rest of the way or to stop this. Let's see what tires they go to. Medium tires for Skither.
We're probably going to see an attack. We might possibly see an attack here, but no, looks like we're going to see an attack lead. A Skither down the inside against Carlson. We have a new leader of the race. It is Skither.
Whoa!
Cookie right behind with Owen.
That was close to contact right there. I think they just barely avoided it, and Owen is still not done. Back down the inside, shoving Cookie onto the curb, just giving him the squeeze here, and now Cookie's gonna go for the dive bomb, the lunge. They do make contact as Owen, it looked like, turned into him right there, trying to squeeze him a bit more. That's absolutely crazy what this man can do. The Season 10 champion, fastest lap right there, and Axis, the first one of the drivers into the penalty club for the track limits. Owen sends it from too deep there and cuts off Cookie. Almost wing damage for the Red Bull driver there.
It looks like we just had our 3rd retirement of the event as Lewis Piper into the pits. He is done.
Also, A change in the lead happening. Carlson regains it. Bourbon right there in the mix as well. He could go down the inside of Skither, and he does. Second place is now his, and Skither just went from first to third, but Bourbon is still alongside right there, giving him the fight. We have DeChiller, Luke, and Alex Fox Johnson further on back. That is also wheel to wheel to wheel right there with the three of them. And DeChiller remains in front at the end of the straight. Cookie also in front of Owen, but only barely. Alex Fox sends it. Late lunge. Pinching Luke. Tons of contact. And now Luke back down the inside.
Slamming at the door there, but Luke now down into 10th place. He is okay here as Cookie now battling it off with Matthew Bissett. Matthew Bissett looking to swing back and try to fight it back. Ooh, Cookie gets really out of shape out of turn 1. How in the world did he not lose it there?
Lots of battling through all positions in the constructors fight,
and
battling once again for the lead. Bourbon Boy, our third different leader of this race on pure pace. Maybe these guys can go fight up at the front of the field. Maybe Haas could be on for their first top 5 of the season, if I'm correct about that. Yeah, they have
down the
had
inside.
3 7 places. Yep, Minico, you're right. Turn 1 through. I just want to mention, by the way, with what you said, hold on, Minico, Roman, wheel to wheel, Roman late on the brakes, through for now. Minico right there with Egg challenging. Minico back down the inside. It's gonna be side by side here. Still. And the Williams has the inside line with the McLaren having the outside line. So which way will prevail? Egg wants to put his nose in this fight. He'll have a chance to send it up the inside, and he does for right now. Minico back down to P12.
Cookie currently 2.2 seconds behind Jack as these cars are figuring out their attack strategy here as Minico attack down the inside against Roman, the newcomer, down the inside, gets himself into P11. Whoa, boy, was that a little contact? Because I was just switched to the onboard of Minico. He was all over the place. But it seems to be okay at this present moment. Speaking of which, by the way, look who caught up to the front 3. Jack is now right on top, saying, "Ding dong, hello, I'm here to fight now."
4-car race to the front of the field. Now give the lead to Carlson. He'll deny Bourbon Boy of getting it back at turn 12. Further on behind that, you got Owen, Matthew Bissett, another trade in spots. How about another switch between 2 Academy teammates? Alex Fox Johnson through on DeChiller, and further on back, Minico having to play defense here with Roman, also Egg in the mix, and almost a collision here at the braking zone. They get it stopped in time, and almost 2 Academy teammates here coming together. Egg not gonna give this up.
Yeah, with Egg having to deal with that distraction by his new teammate, he just got himself into the penalty box. Looks like we might have another fight for the lead. No, ooh, contact between Skither and Bourbon. Skither into the back of Bourbon. Bourbon got loose, but keeps it intact. Meanwhile, Bow's behind. Alex Fox down the inside against Chiller, up into P8. Egg down the inside against Minico, gets himself into 11th.
Looks like KVS, as he just cut in front of Roman, there was a little bit of contact that backed Roman up. And if they're not careful right here, they might lose DRS here. Speaking of DRS, Cookie is into the DRS train of the top 5 right now.
Cookie, who's just challenging Jack for the 4th place spot, he has one as well. That was in lap number 2. He has DRS open and the overtake available. Skither this time actually going down the inside.
Whoa!
Against woo baby.
Well, it was about to get 4 wide for a moment, Titan, and now both Red Bulls swap it around for just a second, and Bourbon Boy back down the inside of Skither, but they're all remaining in the same spots that they were just for the time being down that street. And now will Cookie send it? No. His teammate Bourbon, though, will go around the outside of Skither and try to give him the fight, and somehow they're still in the same spots they were before the DRS straight.
Well, actually, the only difference is Skither getting ahead of Bourbon, actually. Bourbon
yeah, you're right.
Was ahead of Skither. But yeah, when Skither went for the attack on the inside, Carlson saw him coming and moved to the left to cover Skither off. Bourbon thought of an opportunity to try to go for a 3 wide and attempt here. Looks like Cookie trying. Speaking of which, Cookie going down the inside against his teammate. Ooh, very close wheel to wheel between the two Red Bulls. Ooh, little wheel banging in turn 2. But Bourbon maintaining the position.
Egg now getting the upper edge on Luke Range, and Alex Fox Johnson goes way too deep at turn 1. Minico will go alongside. And these two had some exchange in words before the race, but right now, they exchange only positions, not words. The guy I thought had some trouble was Alex Fox Johnson. He's into the pit lane, and now Cookie and Bourbon might do a teammate swap here.
Yeah, down the inside against with Bourbon. As the Red Bulls switched up, Red Bulls deciding, yep, let's go with this idea. Cookie now up into the podium position. One to be watching out for in regards to the gaps is Matthew Bassett and the Chiller. Now, the Chiller has that penalty on him, and Matthew Bassett staying with them as Jack, by the way, just lost 4th place to Cookie.
Jack couldn't hold his ground for any longer, defending from the Red Bull driver on soft tires, the Season 10 champion as well. The driver with 17 race wins, 2 at his home race, but not 1 here in Texas, the other home race. He could be taking it, but right now he's got to get by Bourbon, who also seems to be charging toward this top 3. He was just 2 seconds back. Now the gap's 1.4, so he's really turned on the jets, whatever it may be. And that race lead is also 3/10 as well. This could be a very interesting fight here at the end of the lap.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm having a slight laugh because I think it was much like audio playing games with me. I thought for a second there, I thought you just said Jack couldn't keep his girlfriend back or something.
Well, Carlson overtakes Skither to take the race lead, and Skither, as like I was saying about Jack, couldn't hold his ground.
I mean, literally, that brings Minico 1 position closer to the point position, because he has to get close. Oh, never mind. Minico gets himself a penalty anyway. Oh, he crashed!
Oh no, Minico off, and now for the race lead, it's about to be 3 abreast right here. Cookie trying to split Skither and Carlson. Skither takes the lead in the braking zone and backs up Cookie. He holds him at bay for now, but Kenny now into turn 13.
Out of the final corner, Carlson right up on the exhaust tail of Cookie here, but it's not going to be much further. Here we go. Going, gone, giggity goo. Cookie up into the lead. But now, speaking of a hell, Skither has a hell with Carlson, who's all over the back of him.
Egg, I think, is trying the up and under here on Matthew Bassett because he couldn't get him to the braking zone, but someone who did get him at the braking zone behind is Alex Fox Johnson on Luke.
Egg is has to pull at least a 3-second gap over Matthew Bassett to get himself in there. By the way, down on turn 1, Carlson clearing Skither up into 2nd place.
But now, Egg will try to claw his way back up into 7th place here. Will he try it at turn 1? Around the outside, he was gaining, but he just couldn't get past right there. Matthew Bassett remains P7, and Skither, you were talking about moments ago, almost out of DRS right here from Carlson. And I want to take the time to remind everybody that next week's Tier 2 race is in China on Friday. F1's Tier 1 race next week at Mexico. So if you want to continue to watch the action, you see some action here for 7th place. What a move!
You do not expect an attack down there, but Egg saw the door open. He slugged his way down, and he is ahead up into 7th place. But now Egg has the daunting task to get 3 seconds clear of Matthew Bassett to keep that 7th place. But knowing with Matthew Bassett, with how well he's been doing so far in this event, he is not willing to give it up that lightly. Whoa!
That was touching into the braking zone after a really good move that Egg had prior, and now almost off the track. He'll have to regain the place here on the inside line.
That looked a little... That defense looked a little dangerous by Egg there into that braking zone.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if we saw replay, hold on, replication. Oh, the Chiller. Oh, so critical for him to try to get
Whoa!
this place, and he's crashed with Roman. Oh, DeChiller, what were you doing right there? And Roman, what were you doing retiring on track? That's against the rules.
Meanwhile, back towards the front, looks like Jack is eyeing for a shot on Bourbon. Is he looking for the shot? He locks up, almost gets into the back of Skither, who's fighting with Carlson. We have 4 cars being able to fit inside the pocket of a muffin, fighting out for that second place spot. This is a wild race here for that second place spot. Ooh, baby, Bourbon still
It's
sticking his
still
nose
not
against
done.
Skither. Woo, Lord!
Luke Range got Matthew Bissett. DeChiller got NRM KVS, and Skither is 3rd place right now over Bourbon and Jack. Bourbon and Jack just used some ERS down that straight, dumping it, trying to get the spot, and we're now on the penultimate lap. Cookie seems like he's in cruise control now with a 7-second lead, but right now, Skither's going to try to go up the hill and take this spot back once again. He'll try to regain P2, but if he doesn't regain this spot, he's going to have Bourbon alongside, and if Bourbon doesn't get that spot, he'll have Jack alongside, and he does! Side by side with the S's. They don't remain that way. Bourbon for 4th now. While that happened, Luke Range and Matthew Bissett were trading places on the back straight. Now on the front straight, they'll do it. And Bourbon was able to keep him at bay. You saw him turning on the battery there, Bourbon. Just burning that ERS to try and find a way past Skither. But I think it's going to come down to this last lap for them to do it, because they have 1 lap of racing remaining this time by, and now the 2 Academy teammates are going to go at it. Matthew Bissett's been overtaken by 2 cars now, so his chance at remaining in P7 has just looked like it's gone down the drain there. You're exactly right. Here comes Carlson trying to break the toe. I was just going to say, we saw it last season for P1. This season, it's for P2 this time. And for the last podium place, too. Skither's going for it. Down the inside. Now, Bourbon right there in the background, waiting for his chance to pounce. He won't do it. Jack Miles ain't close enough either to make an attack. And Skither up in a 2nd place. Carlson will try to go back around the outside, but pushes into the back of Skither there. Will he go for a move here? It's going to have to come from around the outside. And now a switchback. We'll go back to this battle in just a moment in time. This is going to get crazy. But this man from P17 is stopping every record there is. Most wins in a single season now is his. But race 200 in Tier 1 is Cookie. He wins in Texas. A 3rd home race victory. He's done it all. Skither and Carlson.
Baby.
So close for the 2nd and 3rd place spot. But it's now our attention to P8. Matthew Bissett
on the outside.
He won't get P7 on penalties, but he still can get P8 here. Alex Funks Johnson has it on track, and now he's defending from Luke, side by side. A photo finish for 9th. Here we go. Luke Range betters Matthew Bissett on track, but he just couldn't keep it on penalties. Jack Miles came home 5th, Bourbon Boy 4th, John Dainty 6th, also known as Owen. You got Eggles, Matthew Bissett, Alex Fox Johnson, and Luke Range rounding out the points.
I mean, to be fair, I have my 3 picks in mind.
Max got fast slap. He stole it from his team principal, I think. Let me just double check in just a moment. With the home driver with an American flag on it, we'll be waving that American flag right in front of Cookie.
Thank you for watching RPL Tier 1's 200th race. If you want to stay with the action, whether it's from the YouTube channel or the Twitch, the username is the same, RPL Formula 1. We hope to see you next time. We'll see you then.